Hi, I'm Nichelle Aiden at the Capitol with Kevin from Americans for Prosperity to talk about two occupational licensure bills. Can you tell us about the first bill?
Yeah, so the first one we're working on is SB 23 and sponsored by Senator Bramble. What that's going to do is drastically change our license reciprocity in the state of Utah for people with out-of-state occupational licenses. And so currently the statute says that the Department of Occupational and Professional Licensing may issue an in-state license to somebody from out of state if they have substantially similar hours or education requirements that they've met, and things that oftentimes aren't the same as other states. And so what that's going to do is eliminate all of that language, and we're just saying if you have been licensed in this profession in another state for at least a year, you're in good standing in that state or in every state that you're licensed in, then we're simply going to issue that license to you and allow you to get to work here in Utah.
Awesome. What about the second bill?
Yeah, so that's HB 290, sponsored by Representative Norm Thurston. And what that one does, it specifically addresses two professions, hunting guides and upholsterers of furniture or clothing or something like that, which are both currently licensed professions. And what that's going to do is change that from a license to a registration. So what that does is essentially it makes it easier to get into the profession and a little bit cheaper. And why that's important is it's incumbent on the government to focus on the least restrictive means necessary to licensing a profession. The underlying purpose of licensure is to protect the public health and safety. And so if you can do that as least restrictively and with as little cost as possible, it really helps people entering that profession and people that want to work.
Perfect. Why is this so important to you?
Yeah, occupational licensing is one of our biggest issues at Americans for Prosperity. I know it is at Libertas as well, because through our lens at Americans for Prosperity, we focus on everything through this lens of, are we removing barriers? What can we do to break down barriers to people succeeding, to realizing their full potential? And occupational licensing has been proven to be one of the most burdensome things that prevent people from rising in their careers, getting the jobs they want, providing for their families. And so whatever we can do to make it easier for people from out of state to come here to get to work, if you've been a nurse, right, like I said, for 15 years in another state and we're telling you you're not qualified because the hours don't match, that's a big burden on somebody, their family, their ability to provide for themselves. And so if we can remove those barriers, that's what we want to do. And so far it's some success in the session, so that's really good.
Awesome. For more information or to contact your legislator, just click on the link in the description below.